Yeah.
In the early hours of July 15th, a powerful and fast-moving storm system overwhelmed two of America's most densely populated regions, New York and New Jersey. Within hours, major transit networks collapsed under sudden flash flooding. Streets turned into rivers. Homes were inundated, and emergency responders were deployed across both states. While the Northeast has weathered intense storms before, this was different. Driven by an evolving climate and constrained by aging infrastructure, the storm exposed how vulnerable urban systems have become. In New York City, the storm arrived with sudden and brutal force. More than 2 inches of rain fell on Central Park in just 1 hour, marking the city's second wettest hour on record. The short, intense downpour overwhelmed a century-old sewer system never built for such extremes. The city's transit system quickly unraveled. Water surged through subway stairwells, cascaded from ceilings, and pooled on electrified tracks, stalling trains and forcing passengers to climb onto seats for safety.
Hey, go! Okay. All right.
The Metropolitan Transportation Authority suspended service on several lines and warned New Yorkers to avoid underground transit. MTA crews worked through the night to drain tunnels and restore limited service by Tuesday morning. Roadways fared no better. The Cross Bronx Expressway and FDR Drive were both shut down due to flooding and debris. In Queens and Upper Manhattan, ground floors and basements were inundated within minutes. Small businesses already facing economic strain sustained further losses due to water damage and extended power outages. Hospitals activated emergency plans and relocated vulnerable patients from lower floors, while sanitation crews rushed to contain both structural and public health risks. Meanwhile, across the Hudson River, New Jersey faced a parallel crisis. In towns like Somerville, Scotch Plains, and North Plainfield, as much as 7 inches of rain fell within hours. Governor Phil Murphy declared a state of emergency early Tuesday morning, mobilizing state police, National Guard units, and local responders. Floodwaters surged through residential streets in Somerset and Union counties, swallowing cars and cutting off entire neighborhoods. Rescue crews used rafts, boats, and even construction machinery to evacuate stranded families. In one particularly dangerous incident, a gas leak, believed to have been triggered by flood-damaged infrastructure, caused a home explosion in North Plainfield. Thankfully, residents had already been evacuated. The explosion highlighted the often overlooked secondary threats that follow in the wake of major floods, from fire and gas hazards to contamination and long-term displacement. Transportation in New Jersey ground to a halt. Routes 22 and 27 were shut down. Rail service was suspended. Schools across multiple counties closed, and emergency shelters were opened to support those displaced. Meteorologists from the National Weather Service and hydrologists at the Northeast River Forecast Center described the system as a training storm, a phenomenon in which multiple thunderstorm cells pass over the same region in succession, dumping several waves of torrential rain in a concentrated area. Climatologists point to a larger trend. Warmer air holds more moisture, increasing the likelihood of intense rainfall. According to NOAA's Dr. Kara McIntosh, extreme rainfall events are becoming more frequent and more intense as atmospheric temperatures rise. The Northeast is especially seeing an increase in short-duration, high-intensity storms. Notably, the storm wasn't tropical, nor linked to a hurricane, yet its rainfall totals rivaled those from major coastal systems. That discrepancy underscores an urgent truth. Modern flood planning must be recalibrated to reflect reality, not just storm categories. With waters slowly receding, the path to recovery is just beginning. Thousands of households face the difficult and expensive aftermath: insurance claims, mold mitigation, and structural inspections. In New York, officials have launched a full-scale review of subway and sewer resilience. In New Jersey, floodplain buyout programs are being accelerated in affected counties. Urban planners are revisiting drainage maps, runoff projections, and building codes to reflect present-day climate risks rather than outdated models. What was once considered a once-in-a-century event is now becoming alarmingly routine.
No, no hay nadie ahí. Estaba vacío.
But the response to the storm wasn't just institutional, it was human. First responders worked around the clock. In New Jersey alone, more than 60 people were rescued within a 24-hour span. Firefighters, EMTs, police and public works employees coordinated emergency operations, cleared blocked roads, and restored essential services. Equally vital was the community response. Neighbors helped neighbors evacuate. Local businesses opened their doors as relief centers. Volunteers organized donation drives, delivering food, water, and cleanup supplies. Mental health support was mobilized to help residents grappling with the trauma of lost homes or near-death experiences in submerged vehicles. The emotional toll is deep and the healing process ongoing. This storm will not be remembered solely for the water it brought, but for the questions it forces us to confront. In an age of intensifying climate extremes, how do cities prepare for a new normal? What investments must be made, not just in concrete and steel, but in communication, resilience, and foresight? The line between ordinary life and emergency has never been thinner. And while the waters may recede, the challenge of adapting to a changed climate is only just beginning.
Allá en la calle donde estábamos nosotros. ¿A dónde estaban? Allá en aquella. No, la que viene para la 22.
What the? I respect it.
No, I would be pissed off if it was my lawn.